All right, so CES, or Consumer Electronics Show 2025, is now underway. And while CES has obviously changed over the years, it used to be a lot more about video games and stuff like that. There would be announcements and stuff, not so much anymore. And I've actually heard that the show floor there is a bit sparse comparative to past years of CES. There's still going to be some video game related things coming out of this event. Of course, My Arcade and Sega are there to show off some retro Sega stuff, even though Sega said that they're not a retro company, and that's why we can't get a Dreamcast Mini. I don't know either, man. Like, I don't know how to take that. Like, you're obviously somewhat of a retro company for doing crap like this. Just license out the Dreamcast Mini, but that's a topic for another day. It's something that a lot of people are anticipating is some Nintendo Switch 2 related stuff. And a company that has made a lot of Switch 1 products, Genki, is attending CES 2025. And they said that they were going to talk about some Switch 2 stuff and showcase some stuff. And well, indeed they have. There's a whole bunch of pictures coming out of CES 2025 of Switch 2 accessories. So I want to go over these accessories with you guys, kind of talk about them, clear up some confusion that I've seen online as well. And hey, look, I know some people are tired of Switch 2 stuff, but you guys are watching the videos. I'm having fun making the videos, so hey, we'll enjoy them together. So this write-up is over on Nintendo Soup's website. I will have a link to it in the description box down below if you want to see the pictures yourself, because you don't like me looking at the pictures and like being in the shot or something like that. But Genki has several different items for the Nintendo Switch 2 on showcase there. They actually have a little catalog as well that we'll take a look at, but this is the first thing that we see, and it appears to be a Joy-Con charging dock. You're going to see a ton of things like this from third-party manufacturers whenever this system comes out, because that's what these companies do. They make tons of different products, skins, carrying cases, protective cases. It's big money marketing. You know, it's a way to get people to buy accessories and stuff like that, things that they think people will potentially need. Now, looking at the Joy-Cons themselves, they look a little bit slimmer. Now, of course, this isn't to necessarily say that this is a final design in terms of things like the width of the Joy-Con itself, but you have the standard things that we've been seeing across all of these different models, such as that mysterious C button. What does that do? Camera, capture, connect. Like, there's a whole bunch of different things that can be sort of involved with that. But as far as the actual Joy-Con itself looks like, I mean, these are the designs that we have seen for everything, with the little button to detach from the rail system on the system, because we're assuming that it's going to be a magnetic system. So that's kind of cool. And then I like this shot right here. Probably will use it for the thumbnail, but this is a Genki employee showing off the front of what we assume to be the size and scope of the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch successor. Everything looks pretty similar to, you know, what we have right now. Obviously, one of the main things that Nintendo is going to have to find a way to do really well is market this device. But I did find this to be kind of interesting. Once again, we have the C button here. These joysticks do look potentially better, but like, I'm not saying that this is an actual Nintendo Switch 2 in hand. This is probably a 3D printed model, because that would be flying way too close to the sun to do something like that. And obviously, I don't think Genki or really any of these third-party accessory manufacturers actually have hands-on with the actual system itself. And then we have some additional pictures from a brochure, basically showing off some additional things that Genki has planned with this. And we have a sort of wireless Joy-Con system here that you could plug into the system. You could see a bit wider around the base of it so that it contours to your hands a little bit better. You got the plus minus button, you have the mysterious C button, you have a home button on here as well, and then you also have a home button here on the side. Something that a lot of people are picking up on, and you'll see this in the in kind of conversations online, is what is that T button? That's a turbo button. Like, I'm just kind of talking out of my ass with that, but knowing how these third-party manufacturers make their products, that is a turbo button. That's not, because if you look on the mock-up of the system that we have here, there is no T button on it, and I don't think that Nintendo themselves would actually put a turbo button on there. That's just something that accessory manufacturers do with their third-party accessories. I just bought a third-party wireless Dreamcast controller that has a turbo button on it. And obviously there's not a turbo button on the standard Dreamcast controller. You can see it paired up here with the screen of the Switch 2. Like, if you're making things like this, bro, like, you have to be at least somewhat confident in what you're doing. This is an interesting wireless Pro controller that this just looks absolutely wretched. It doesn't look comfortable. Like, are these actual holes in it? Like, is my hand going to get stuck in here? Like, this is a Genki, if you're watching this, terrible design. If it's see-through, okay, that's one thing. And I can't determine if it is see-through or not. I'm going to, but like, no, because like, look at how like this is set up. Like, that totally does not look see-through. If this is see-through, that's okay, Genki. I'll retract it. But if it's not see-through, and that's how you actually expect people to hold a controller with like big ass holes in it, like, y'all are crazy. And then we have another look at a wireless Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch 2 that looks, well, it looks a bit more normal. And you can see smack dab in the middle is that C button. I don't know what the C button is going to do. Communicate, capture, camera, connect, but it's obviously playing a very big role with this system. It is something that is very important. It is the gimmick for the system. I don't know what the gimmick is going to be. I don't think anyone knows what the gimmick is going to be until Nintendo themselves show this off, but C is going to play a big role. I kind of like the color scheme of this, the green and yellow kind of. At least I think it's green and yellow. It could just be like a weird picture where the flash is on here, but I kind of like it if it is green and yellow. I think that's a interesting looking thing. And then you have the wireless Joycons here. A very interesting design choice. Kind of the anti-dog bone. It just looks like a piece of bread. This would be like the piece of bread controller. I don't know. I guess it's kind of interesting. And then you have yet another color scheme here with orange and blue and yellow. Of course, orange and blue is rumored to be the colors of the Nintendo Switch 2. That makes it a little bit different in terms of a visual aesthetic of the controller itself and of the Joy-Cons themselves as far as the rails on the inside are concerned. And then you have an actual see-through controller that is clearly a see-through controller that will not rip apart your hands. But what I find interesting about this one is there's not really a C button, but there is this button. But that button is probably the home button. So why would there be a T button and this kind of weird button, but there's not the capture button, or the C button, I should say. Now, I don't know if that's the case with this one, but no, because the home button's there. So maybe this is supposed to be the C button? I don't know. But like, wouldn't one of those be to potentially capture footage? Like, or, you know, I don't know. But I do find all of this to be very interesting because the time is near, folks. Like, people are expecting Nintendo to potentially unveil this thing this week. I don't necessarily think that that's the case, but I think there is a strong case to be made for a January unveiling right now, just because it seems like it's a very not well-kept secret within gaming spheres. I mean, we had Digital Foundry talking yesterday about the power of the system. We've had a look at the motherboard itself of the system. We had a look at a patent for upscaling with the system that also kind of played a role into yesterday's video. And now, like, companies are so confident in this system that they're literally having brochures made to showcase off what they expect the controllers to be. And I feel like if you're that confident, like, you're not wasting paper, you're not wasting ink, you're not wasting potential prototypes, and you have, you know, like, prototypes in your hand of various items that you are expecting to be Nintendo Switch 2 related. So a lot of interesting things here. The main thing that I do want to emphasize, though, is the T is a turbo button. You know, it's not another button that's going to be available on the system. But what is the C button? What is it? What does it do? What is its function? I think that's the biggest mystery of them all. And I don't know. I really don't know. Connect? Like Xbox Connect, but it's with a Connect with a C? and it'll read and write and monitor you like Kinect tried to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, though. What do you think of these designs? I'm going to say that this is just see-through, because there's no way in hell that it's not just see-through. What do you think of these various designs? What do you think the C button is going to be used for? And like, how is it going to be used, and what is it going to do? Because I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Let me know if you want me to talk about the My Arcade Sega connection, because bro, this stuff is just, it's ridiculous, and it's really pissing me off, to be 100% honest with you. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.